You're not made of particles. You're made of vibrating strings. At least that's what string theory says. It's beautiful, elegant, explains everything, and it's probably wrong. No experiment has ever proven it. No observation confirms it. Yet physicists love it. Here's why string theory might be physics' biggest mistake. In the next 8 minutes, you'll understand what string theory claims, why the math is beautiful, why it requires 11 dimensions, and why after 50 years we still have zero proof. This is about the limits of physics, where math becomes more important than evidence, and why that's dangerous. Let's start with the problem string theory tries to solve. Physics has two great theories. Quantum mechanics describes the very small, atoms, particles, forces, incredibly accurate, never been wrong in a prediction. Then there's general relativity, describes gravity, space-time, the very large, also incredibly accurate, predicted black holes, gravitational waves, expansion of universe. Both theories work perfectly in their domains, but they don't work together. Try to combine quantum mechanics and general relativity and you get infinities. Nonsense. Math breaks down. This happens when you try to describe gravity at quantum scales, inside black holes, at the Big Bang. The equations give infinite answers, which means they're wrong. We need a theory of quantum gravity, a way to unify quantum mechanics and relativity. String theory claims to be that theory. Here's the idea. Particles aren't points, they're tiny vibrating strings, one-dimensional loops of energy. Different vibrations create different particles. An electron is one vibration pattern, a quark is another, a photon is another. All the particles in the standard model are just strings vibrating in different modes, like notes on a guitar string. This is elegant, reduces everything to one fundamental object, the string. And when you apply quantum mechanics to these strings, something magical happens. Gravity emerges. One of the vibration modes is the graviton, the particle that mediates gravity. String theory unifies all forces, gravity, electromagnetism, strong and weak nuclear forces, all strings, all vibrations. The math works, no infinities. Everything is finite, calculable, beautiful. So what's the problem? The strings are absurdly small. Planck length, 10 to the minus 35 meters, a billion times smaller than a proton. We can't see them, can't detect them, can't test them, not with current technology, not with any conceivable technology. And it gets worse. String theory requires extra dimensions, not just the 3 of space and 1 of time we experience, but 10 or 11 total dimensions, 6 or 7 extra dimensions, curled up, compactified, too small to see. Why? Because the math only works in 10 or 11 dimensions. In 4 dimensions, string theory doesn't make sense. You need the extra dimensions for the equations to be consistent, but we've never observed extra dimensions. They're hidden, rolled up at the Planck scale, undetectable, unfalsifiable. And here's where it gets embarrassing. There are 10 to the 500 possible ways to compactify those extra dimensions. Each way gives a different universe, different physical laws, different particles, different constants. This is the string theory landscape. 10 to the 500 possible universes. Which one is ours? No one knows. The theory doesn't predict, it allows everything. And a theory that allows everything predicts nothing. It's not science, it's mathematics, pretty mathematics, but disconnected from reality. For 50 years, string theorists have promised results, predictions, testable consequences. We're close, just a few more years, just a little more funding. But nothing has come. No testable prediction, no experimental confirmation, no observation of strings, no evidence of extra dimensions. Nothing. Meanwhile, thousands of physicists have spent their careers on this. Entire departments, billions in funding. And what do we have to show for it? Beautiful math. That's it. Critics call it a catastrophe, A wrong turn. Physics stuck in a dead end. Peter White wrote a book. Not even wrong. Arguing string theory isn't even falsifiable, which means it's not science. Lee Smolin wrote The Trouble with Physics. Arguing string theory has captured the field. Young physicists have to work on strings to get jobs, even if they're skeptical, because the senior professors all believe in it. This is groupthink. Confirmation bias, not science, but string theorists defend it. They say the math is too beautiful to be wrong. The unification is too elegant. Surely nature works this way. This is faith, not evidence, and physics should be based on evidence, not beauty, not elegance, not mathematical consistency. On observation, experiment, testability. String theory has none of that. So why do physicists still work on it? Because there's no alternative. Loop quantum gravity exists. But it has its own problems. Doesn't unify forces, just quantizes space-time. Other approaches exist, none successful. String theory is the best we have, even if it's probably wrong. And here's the irony, string theory has generated useful math, a DSCFT correspondence, used in condensed matter physics, in understanding black holes, holographic principle, connections between gravity and quantum field theory. The math is real, useful, even if the strings aren't. So is string theory true? Probably not. Is it useful? Yes. For math, for theoretical exploration, for training physicists to think deeply about unification. But is it science? Not yet. Maybe not ever. Without testability, it's philosophy. Beautiful philosophy, but not physics. Let's recap. Physics needs a theory of quantum gravity. String theory claims to be that theory. Particles are vibrating strings. Different vibrations equal different particles. The math is beautiful. Unifies all forces, no infinities. But strings are too small to detect. Planck scale. And the theory requires 10 or 11 dimensions, extra dimensions curled up, unobservable. There are 10 to the 500 possible versions of string theory. The theory doesn't predict which one is real. After 50 years, zero experimental evidence, no testable predictions. Many physicists call it a failure, a dead end, but it's generated useful mathematical tools, and there's no better alternative yet. String theory might be wrong, but it's the best wrong answer we have. If the idea that our best theory is probably wrong surprised you, wait until you see what's next. In video 8, we're exploring the block universe. The theory that time doesn't flow, that past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. That your entire life is frozen in space-time, forever. That video drops in 2 days. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And tell me in the comments. Do you think string theory is real? Or is it beautiful math with no connection to reality? Let's discuss. This is Veritas Labs, where truth is tested